gentlemen, this is Time with Bessa.
Thank you.
Please introduce yourself.
Thank you for the opportunity. My name is Sakina Akwa. I'm the head of department, as you said, and I'm associate professor.
Right. Madam, aside this, is there anything else that you do? Aside being a lecturer?
Oh, okay. I am a lay minister.
Okay.
The elsewhere Lighthouse Chapel, now Anakazo Assembly. I'm also a marriage counselor in the same church. And I have a science group that I help train basic school science teachers. So basically, these are.
All right. So you heard, madam. She's also a marriage counselor. And then, if you need any advice, please contact her. Madam, let's move to Bessa. Let me ask this: what support does Bessa give to the association?
The association as a basic education
What
students
support does the
association.
department give to the association?
I'm just trying to clarify the association. So it's basic education students association. I can say that we offer a varied group of support to the association. First of all, we ensure that we admit the best caliber of students and ensure that they are trained to fit the Ghanaian standards of teaching. Then also, we provide counseling and advice to the students. That aside, we also ensure that if there are programs that are running, we provide the human resource to ensure that such activities take place. Then if we have, we try to also source for resources for the association. These are some of the supports.
Madam, so have you heard of any misconceptions about the department? The misconceptions that you'd like to clarify?
I hear some students, maybe not basic education students, but from other departments have a perception that basic education students are not top notch. And I want to say that students who come to the department are top notch. They actually have the best qualifications because there are some departments in the university who will accept a certain group of people that basic education will not accept. We believe that for teachers to be trained to train the youth or the younger generation, they should have certain pedigree of qualification. And so we ensure that those people are those that we admit into the department. So students who have that bad or inappropriate misconception are rather, I don't know, they don't have they need to be educated.
Right. They are lost.
Our students are the best.
Yeah. So what's the department vision? The visions of the department?
The vision is to train competent teachers who will be able to help the country achieve its aim of giving the best quality education to the younger generation.
Right. So are there any achievements?
Numerous.
I would like to hear some, please.
Numerous.
This is where my interest is.
It's because I needed to make a list of things we've been able to do, but I was not given the time to list those opportunities. But we've been in existence for the past 22 years. And we have trained teachers who now have moved into various institutions in the colleges of education. We also have past students who work in the Ghana Customs. We have immigration. We have some heading top institutions in the country, and the list is uncountable. We have a number of them who have gained admission to study abroad. On the finger count, I can talk about in recent times. We have about 6 students who left last year.
That's amazing.
To further their education in the US. We have about 4 in Canada.
Okay.
And then the list in the UK are countless.
So the fact that Professor said you can go outside and study doesn't mean you shouldn't learn. You should learn. It doesn't come on a silver platter. Madam, is there any challenge that the department faces? Some challenges?
Oh yes. I think it's a general university challenge which affects us also. One is infrastructure. For basic education to run successfully, especially those in maths, science, I think all the specialisms, there's a need for us to have various laboratories like the music lab if you're into music, mathematics lab, science lab, social studies lab, so that we'll be able to do more practical work as against the boxing all of us in to have the large classes. After that, we need the practical base. So it's something we are working at. We pray that we will get enough funding to be able to put up these labs.
Right. So, Prof, I believe basic education is having patrons. Right. So, how do they influence the decision of the department?
So, most of the time, we would involve them. If there are issues, we leave it to the patrons to have a thorough discussion and do investigations before they bring it to the general, we call them board, the general board of the department. So when it involves students' issues, the patrons are the first call. They do their investigations and then do their analysis before they report to the general board. So that is what they do for them.
All right. Thank you, madam. We are ending the show, and I would like you to say your last message to the people of Besa and those who are having a misconception about basic education.
I have written a lot of recommendations for people, and especially when they go into the work market. Basic education does a lot of programs or courses that the other departments run. So, and then they are able to link what they are doing to the classroom practice. So other courses will do other programs, and eventually they will have to, if they have to teach, they will have to come back to basic education to acquire the skills for teaching. So if you are in basic education, you acquire all the skills for teaching, and wherever you find yourself, you are the first to be selected than any other people, because you have really gone into the program. So that's the advantage we have.
Wow.
So I would say that students should they shouldn't think that basic education is cheap, because you do everything.
You do everything.
You do some maths, you do some English, you do some social studies, you do some RME. So you touch on everything, so it makes you stand out. So those in basic education take their course seriously, put your heart into it. I always say that you are a student. Student means you study. Once you are in school, add the studies to your life here, and then the other things will follow. And when you're able to do that, you know that the sky will be the limit. Thank you.
The sky will be your limit. This is the end of Time with Besa, and I've been your host, Desmond. We are out.